Right. And they still got TW what for what would that be? 84 times a year? Because he's
Yes.
doing 3 home games, right?
Yep.
And then 81 on the road. So yeah, good stuff.
I
But
I don't
it's
even.
it's such a I don't know. I'd be I'd be pissed about it because it's such a them deal.
Hmm.
And I know you're not giving a multi-year to Matt Latos, but it's just like it's like patchwork. I mean, I
Yeah.
hope that essentially, if you're going to go that route, that's got to be your hope. We're making the right choice, but it's just I don't know. I'm sorry, dude. Sorry.
It's okay. Nothing you can do.
But you know what? At the same time, it is still baseball, and you 100% never ever 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 know. Who knows? Who knows, man? Maybe I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen.
Yeah, there are, but likelihood. I'm not. I'm no. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I made my peace with it.
I love the difference between Sox fans and Cubs fans. I'm like, I'm trying to be the optimist for you. Like, no, it's shitty. It's not gonna work. I know it, and I'm not gonna go see it. That's what I love too, because like a lot of people on the other side had a rough time saying it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then I think I don't know. But then, like I say, I do like to say that things are different now. So we'll see. Maybe
I
Matt,
can only.
maybe Matt Latos is the answer.
If that's the answer, I really don't want to know what the question is.
If anything, he puts a boom in the local tattoo economy.
Yes, that's that's about it these days. It really is.
That is good. So you were feeling a little bit under the weather last week, as was I, and
Yes.
you're feeling better.
Yes, I am. It was just a kind of. I mean, you probably heard it over over the mic in our conversations recently, but yeah, it was more. It was just okay. I got just congestion, and it. I thought I was through the thick of it, but turns out I wasn't. So now it's kind of like okay, it's the second round of drainage, and I hope everything is on the way out.
Hopefully that is good.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
good. Yes, I had
And
a
yeah, you weren't feeling too well
yeah.
either.
No, okay.
You're like, I'm
So
throwing up.
so I know I've mentioned that I have like MS before, and all the problems it can have, it does have an effect. I have like a total like weakened immune system, essentially because like my body's attacking myself. So I gotta really like watch it and pay attention to like like any normal adult should do anyway, keeping clean and making sure like, but extra sure making sure like I wash my hands and making sure all that stuff, so I'm keeping like germs away. And my son picked something up, and so what I've noticed in the past couple of years of my life is that I don't want to go and call and say the thing I don't get sick anymore, but when I do get sick, it's like so fierce. Okay, if I get a cold, I don't go through the normal progression of like my nose gets sniffly, I get like a sinus headache, my head gets stuffed up, I'm sick for a couple of days. It like hits me, I start to pick it up, and then it like shoots through my body, dude. Like, so what happened to me was I think it started Wednesday. I woke up Wednesday morning and like I woke up with a headache and it just felt like a normal sinus headache. So I took some aspirin and I'm like, okay, it'll go away in a couple hours, right? And it didn't. So my wife was out all morning and she came home and she's home about 11:30 and I'm like, man, I gotta go lay down. And because in the time she was also gone, I forgot to mention that I totally puked. So that wasn't good, which is the normal progression of what my sicknesses comes to. Basically, what happens is over the course of a 24-hour to 48-hour period, I sleep for about 75% of the time.
Oh wow.
and then the time that I'm up is spent between either feeling remotely good enough to like get up and walk around and go talk to like my family, or I'm puking everything I absolutely have in my whole body out of me,
Oh,
like down to bile. So it's super
yeah.
gross and it takes a ton out of me, but I'd rather go through a like 48-hour stretch like that than be sick for like a week and a half with a cold. So I've
Yes.
noticed that in the past couple of years, and there's no medical evidence behind this. I uh, I don't generally when I was diagnosed 17 years ago. I think I got a pretty good idea of what happens within my body. You know what I mean? Like, but me going and talking to doctors about that and be like, "What do you think about that?" No, I'm not going to do that because it sounds a little goofy, and I understand that. But hey, I know my body. That's the way I feel. So that was what. So basically, I think by the time it lasted maybe a little bit longer because it started Wednesday and then I really didn't feel better until Saturday morning. I started to feel better Friday night and I think I pushed it a little bit too much and then I ended up puking again. So that was
Ugh.
my glorious week last week. So, and then to get to the fun of this week, so I had a doctor's appointment last week, and also to just go back on it, if you ever have a relapse with MS, sometimes to come back from a relapse, they give you a steroid treatment because steroids are not just for gaining muscle and hitting home runs; they're also to recover. So they can also help. I didn't have a relapse of it. I didn't have a big problem or anything, but I've kind of been not so awesome lately. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it. My lower half of my body is really weak, so I got myself hooked up with a steroid treatment. So that started Monday. So for the past 3 days, I've had an IV infusion of steroids, and then for the next six, I take a pill that is a taper to wean me off. So at the end of 6 days, I will have completed my steroid cycle.
Very
So
nice.
what do you think? Go to the batting cage next week?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you.
Hold on.
Yeah, how far are you hitting the ball these days? Oh
So that was
man.
but it's just to talk about, and I know that like I don't want to joke about steroids because I know that like what people use them for
Mhm.
sometimes are not for the right intentions. But let me tell you, they're really messed up. Okay,
Okay.
the way they make you feel, like first of all, they completely jack you up. Like I when I had mine on Monday, they like to do them early because they keep you going and they give you like I don't know, you're like jacked up. And they were late. Well, first of all, it was a long story short. If you want to read about it, you can check out my Tumblr. But basically, the first nurse they sent couldn't find a vein in me, which
Oh
is
gosh.
kind of ridiculous and was really kind of ticking me off. So it was supposed to start around like 11 o'clock, which would have been
Mhm.
a good time period. She couldn't do it, so she had to call her supervisor, but he couldn't come until later in the day. So I didn't actually get my meds until 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
Oh my
which
gosh.
which by I didn't fall asleep till 3 o'clock in the morning. So and then but then like the next day, I mean, I still have to like get up and because she was coming by in the morning to give me the next one, right? So I get the next one, and then the third one was today. So I'm kind of like wide awake, and it's getting to the time where I should be going to sleep. But it's a weird thing to go on, but it really affects you. It's amazing what they can do because I feel my body feels kind of better from where I was before I started them already. So they do good. Um, you know,
They work.
I'm not. They do.
Yeah.
I'm not looking to go that route, but at the same time, I kind of am because the whole problem is lack of leg strength. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe it'll kind of help recover a little bit. And my insurance approved me for 6 of these. So if I want, I could like do a cycle in a couple months again. So
Nice.
look out,
Yeah.
MLB, late '90s MLB. Maybe I'll find a time machine and be another Brady Anderson.
Oh man. Oh. Oh man. So what do you end up doing with the when you have that much energy, or when you're up that late?
Um, I what did I do? Okay, so I still okay. So the station I intern at, I still do website work for them.
Okay.
So I added a bunch of concerts that I'm supposed to add to their page. I spent some time on my opus of my home healthcare steroid infusion on Tumblr, so I was working on that. And what what else was I doing? Hmm. Oh, I was updating my resume. So that's the things I did in some of the time. That and watched TV and played Minecraft. So,
Nice.
but it was, I mean, it was like totally they get you going. Like I said, I'm just like I'm ready to go. I could stay up for another couple hours. I don't really want to, but I'll go watch some TV or something. Maybe I should
Nice.
start a new show tonight.
Yeah, try making a murderer.
Oh, that would be perfect. That could be perfect.
That could have multiple effects. You could just rage out at how stupid some of the stuff is and how stupid some of these people have been, or and then run through a door, or
I got
break it, pull a door down.
that kind of stuff happens too, dude. Like you're very
Oh, the roid rage.
very
Sorry.
very no. It's like it's hard because you get agitated. Like everything. It's all the things that they say they are because it's true. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's like all the stuff that they tell you about when you drink too much alcohol. That's what happens if you do things that are, if you do too much like that. And I mean, it's not too much, and there's a reason for everything, but there's little things. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna go put my fist through a wall or, you know, do any harm to anybody, but it's like you're agitated. There's a little bit of agitation going on, and it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to. I'm just glad. I'm glad the heavy stuff's over because
Good.
I mean, there's a difference between you taking a pill and having something go directly into your vein. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, and going through everything. So hopefully, not hopefully. I know how. I've done this before, so I've gone through it. It's been quite a few years, so I do, so it's kind of like all coming back to me, like how it is. But I don't know. Like I said, the it's for the in the end for me. I see it as being for the greater good, and if I feel better, then it's the right thing, right? And
Yeah, that's the important thing. To
not,
stay well and stay healthy.
not like Jose Canseco or
Yeah.
like not. I didn't. What was it? Belco? That was the company, right? Belco.
Yeah.
It was,
Bay Area. Yeah.
yeah,
Laboratory.
that was the Bonds one. But and no cream, no clear. I'm all good there.
Oh. Yeah. So I've been kind of picking away at making a murderer, and it's just I'm interested to see how the jury comes back. I still have only, I think, I maybe 2 3 episodes left. I've fallen asleep in between a couple of them because it's kind of like, okay, well, it gets, they do their drawn out courtroom dramatic stuff, and they'll interject a few things, and I'm just like, oh, okay, and I just nod